Now, when 21-year-old Sheku Kanneh-Mason played the cello at the wedding of Prince Harry and Meghan, he became an overnight star.
Yeah, his remarkable talent is also shared with his 6 siblings, who are all exceptionally gifted musicians. They appeared on Britain's Got Talent. They reached the semi-final, bringing classical music into the mainstream, of course.
Well, now the family has released a rendition of Hallelujiah in tribute to those who suffered racism. Well, I'm delighted to say we're joined now by the Kanneh-Masons, who are... Let me go through all of this, because there's quite a few of you. Dad, Stuart, Mum, Caddy, and their children, Sheku, who, as we know, is a cellist, Isita, who plays the piano, Brema, who plays the violin.
We've got Kanneh, who plays the violin and piano, Aminata, who plays the violin and piano, Jennifer, who plays the piano and cello, and the youngest, Mariata, who also plays the piano and the cello. Goodness me, do any of you play any video games ever?
Just Monopoly.
Probably musical ones, I would say.
I should hope so.
Let's come to Dad, Stuart, and Mum, Caddy, first of all, because, I mean, you must be hugely proud of all of your children and what they've achieved. And, I mean, this performance in particular as well, it's just amazing. And for such a great cause, an inspirational cause, who came up with the idea of doing this?
It was definitely Sheku and the children who came up with the idea. They, as a family, everybody wanted to say something and bear witness to what had happened.
I mean, Stuart, I wonder sort of what the experience is for you and a family who have embraced the world of classical music. You've got exceptionally talented children, but how diverse is that world of classical music? Because, of course, you want to protect, as a father, I'm exactly the same, you want to protect your children as much as you can. And the themes of racism and that experience, sort of what has been your experience within that world? Is classical music doing enough to embrace diversity and offer opportunities to children from different cultural backgrounds?
I mean, what we've seen recently is within the classical world is that, you know, things are getting better. But I think when you go to classical concerts and when you look at audiences and when you look at orchestral members and people performing, it is widely undiverse. And I think this is something that we really would like to see change. And our children, you know, are part of that. But we need to see more.
I think it's very easy, though, to point the finger at classical music, but I actually think it starts way earlier than the profession. I think it's more to do with the lack of diversity and opportunities in music education. And so I wouldn't say that the classical music is a racist field. I think it's more that very few black people have the opportunity to experience it and to have proper music education.
Because, Sheku, you've pushed for that to be more available, haven't you? The musical educational side of things as being key, but also all of you are an inspiration because there are so many youngsters who will be looking at you and thinking, I can be like them.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're very lucky in the sense that our parents worked very hard to make sure that we got those opportunities, but they're not so easily available for everyone, and that's definitely something that we all want to see change because we were in a lucky position, but everyone else has to rely on, you know, how things are in the schools, which at the moment for music education, as Sheku said, are not very good. And yeah, that's definitely something we're all pushing to see change.
And, I mean, Caddy, I read an interview where you'd once said that you were always determined never to remark on the lack of black people in classical music to our children. I mean, you must be so proud that they are now such leading lights and such an inspiration.
Yes, I mean, I think that it's very difficult for parents because we wanted to make sure they didn't feel that there was anything they couldn't do. And we wanted to make sure that every field they went into, they had a sense of they could do anything they wanted. And we were very keen to do that all the way through. And of course, yes, we're really proud of what they've achieved. It's wonderful.
And as Charlotte said, they're inspiring lots of young children, undoubtedly. Now, I learnt a bit of piano and clarinet when I was about your age, Mariatu, and I, as the youngest in my family, felt like I was always the one that had to do the most practice. As the youngest, do your big brothers and sisters, are they constantly cracking the whip and telling you need to practice more?
Well, maybe when I was a little younger, but now I've learnt to just go and get on with it. I'm not really...
There's some knowing laughs there from your big brothers and sisters. Sheku, does she do enough practice?
No, she's very determined to be better than all of us, which is a great thing.
But I love that. Is it the kind of the sibling rivalry? Do you think that's what's led to your success? Because are you all trying to outdo each other a little bit?
I think that rivalry is the wrong word, but I think just because we're all with each other, especially over lockdown, I think we definitely do spur each other on. But I think it's definitely a very positive thing rather than a kind of negative rivalry, right?
Yeah, I mean, good for you, because I know that you've been keeping people entertained, haven't you? For those people who've been stuck indoors, they've been able to listen to your musical performances, which was such a great thing to do for people.
Yeah, I mean, as musicians, we love performing, and so we love being able to share what we love with as many people as we can, and especially in lockdown when people are stuck at home and not able to share something with anyone, to kind of connect with lots of people at the same time with music is we feel very lucky to be able to do that.
Stuart, I wonder, with all those kids and all that wonderful classical music, whether you just yearn for a little bit of peace and quiet ever.
Well, it's difficult at times when, you know, I'm on a conference call and everyone's saying, Stuart, can you hit the mute button, please? Because there's a piano or a violin or a cello in the background. But, you know, it's nice to have them at home, really. I mean, it's been a difficult time for everybody, and I think especially when people think about the future, and particularly for young people. But for us, we've had them home for 3 months now, and we'll never get that time again, probably. So it's been lovely in that respect.
Now, listen, I can't take all the credit, but I do have to flag up at this point that Sheku, I did have you, didn't I, as my young classical star on my very first Classic FM programme back in January 2018. So I'm obviously very proud about how amazing successful you've been. Isita, I've had you as my young classical star as well, and I know you have now got a #1 album. Congratulations to you. I'm very pleased for you.
Thank you very much.
I'd just like to say, who wants to be my next young classical star? Because, you know, I can obviously work my way round all of you, which is great.
Thank you very much.
Is there maybe, Sheku, the idea of an album for the whole family at some point in the offing? Are we going to see something entering the charts at some point?
That would be lovely, and we've spent a lot of time together over the past 3 months, so we've definitely been playing a lot more together, so definitely something we could come up with, something I'm sure at some point. That would be really, really lovely for us all.
And Sheku, I know it's a question you get asked a lot, but of course you did play at the royal wedding for Harry and Meaghan, didn't you? Just how nerve-wracking was that? I mean, I know obviously you're used to performing in all sorts of different situations, but for this particular one, you knew that the eyes of however many million people, billion people around the world were watching every stroke of that bow. How were you feeling at that particular moment?
I think, it was very different to situations that I'm used to performing in, but I just really enjoy playing to as many people as I can, and so I would say it was more exciting than nerve-wracking.
I wonder how your brothers and sisters, Kanneh, how are you feeling knowing that your brother was going to play for the wedding and that, you know, anything could go wrong?
I was trying not to focus on the anything can go wrong part. We were all together at home and we all watched it as a family, and we invited over neighbours and other family members, and we just sat in front of the TV, and it was all very exciting. So I was just very excited, I guess.
Did you all get dressed up in wedding outfits?
We had a Sunday best on.
Well, look, do you know what? It's absolutely lovely to see you all this morning. Thank you for joining us. Thank you for the music that you are creating and playing for us as well during lockdown, because as Charlotte says, it's bringing a lot of joy to a lot of people who can't get out.
It really is.
And you know only too well how important it is at the minute with lockdown, and that many of you all on top of each other. You're a very brave household indeed. You certainly get to know each other very well.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks for having me.
Great to see you all, and keep up the fantastic music. We look forward to hearing what's to come next. Thanks ever so much.
Thank you very much.